Hello again, SLS1101 students, and welcome back to your course. This video is designed to walk you through the second assignment of the semester, Module 1, Assignment 2, Reflecting on a Successful College Experience. So let's jump on in and have a look. I'm at the main default page for your course right now. Remember that all of your content is housed in the 5 modules found throughout the semester. Seeing as how we're still on Module 1, let's have a look there and click together. Module 1 still has all of the important information found on the top related to the content and the objectives discussed inside of Module 1. It of course also has the 2 separate folders, the folders for your study activities and the folder for your assessment. You'll need to complete all of the study activities before beginning this week's assignment. I'm going to walk you through those momentarily. For now, let's have a look at the assignment so we know how those study activities are going to play a role this week. Open up the Module 1 Assessments folder. Module 1, the first assessment we'll see is the one that we completed previously for SLS1101 M1A2, preparing for a college course assignment. Keep scrolling down and have a look at the second assignment of the semester, Module 1, Assignment 2 now, reflecting on a successful college experience. So the directions. Throughout Module 1, we've explored various topics which will contribute to a successful college experience. The following is a list of the characteristics that promote success outlined in this module. Those items include successful intelligence, your growth mindset, emotional intelligence or EQ, academic integrity, learned optimism, self-sufficiency, responsibility and planning, self-control, risk-taking, and grit. So part 1 of your assignment, and there's 3 parts in total. Part 1 is the most straightforward. Review that list of characteristics and simply determine which of those 3 do you think will have the greatest impact on your college experience. So take your list of items, find the 3 which mean the most to you, and simply identify those or write those down, and you'll have the first part of the assignment complete. Move on to part 2. Part 2 is a little bit more in depth. For each of those 3 characteristics which you identify, you need to provide 3 to 5 sentences each to explain each of those items. And here's the important part and why the study activities are so important for this section. You need to provide references from specific study activities. Those could be the textbook reading, the videos contained inside the folder, the self-assessment, or any other supplied resource. So I'm looking for your explanation of what those terms mean, but I want you to reference it back to videos or lectures or reading. It says, just like it said in X, Y, and Z, the purpose of self-sufficiency is this, and back up your answer with the response from the study activities. So part 2. Part 3 now. Part 3, evaluate each of your selections by providing examples to justify each of those top 3 characteristics. So be specific. These examples can be strategies that you've used successfully in the past, or they can be strategies that you think that you'll implement in the future. So it's a way that you have either used each of those items before to be successful, or maybe you haven't used them, but now you see the importance of those items and you're going to put those into play somehow in the future. So whichever fits your description, use that item and explain how you can use that or how you have used that in the past. And be sure to be specific and include at least 3 to 5 sentences for each to make sure you're getting full credit. There's a couple of additional options and files here to make sure you stay on track. There's an attached file which you may use, but you don't have to use to organize your responses. I'll show you that momentarily. And there's also a rubric that you'll definitely want to look at before submitting your final version to make sure you're getting full credit for this assignment. So let's go a little bit further and have a look. Over here, I have pulled up both of those files. This is the assignment that you might use to help outline your work for this week, and this is the associated rubric to make sure that you're getting full credit. Notice that there are 3 parts on the assignment, and there's 3 parts to be covered on the rubric as well. Part 1 is the shortest part, worth 5 points. Part 2 and Part 3 are a little bit longer. They're worth 10 points apiece. So let's have a look at the assignment. The directions have not changed. It's just been organized in a way that you can now provide your responses directly. So for part 1, you'll still have your list of 10 items at the top. You'll select your 3 items, and so long as you provide 3 specific items from the list, you're going to earn your 5 points. Students fully answer part 1 by providing their top 3 characteristics, not much else to it. Let's have a look at parts 2 and parts 3. Part 2, we already read the direction. Keep in mind that important element of referencing those study activities, because if you look at your rubric, the difference between earning full points here of 10 and partial points here of 6 is not defending your answer with evidence of having completed those study activities. So your instructors want to know that you're putting the thought and the emphasis from those study activities into your work. That's the whole point of the study activities, to guide your responses. So part 2, you can write your answers for part 2 right below this line. Be sure to format carefully and clearly so your instructors can grade your work accurately. Now let's have a look at the final part, part 3. Evaluate each of those 3 characteristics. Make sure your responses are between 3 and 5 sentences each for each of those 3 characteristics, and you're giving examples of how you can use that mentality or that example in either your future performance or it's something that you have used in your past. And the difference between full credit here and partial credit is that students for partial credit provide responses that are generalized and not specific to the characteristic listed. So you don't fully explain in specific terms how you can use that characteristic. So long as you do that though, it should be 25 full points for you. Read the rubric more carefully on your own. I want to mention one more time about the study activities before we walk you through how to submit this assignment. On this page, I have the template pulled up along with all the study activities for Module 1 found in that Module 1 study activities folder. So make sure that before you fully understand successful intelligence, you are sure to log on and complete Module 1 study activity 5. That one deals directly with successful intelligence. The second option here, growth mindset, the ability and the idea that you can improve, you can do better. That relates to Carol Dweck's video here on the power of believing that you can improve. Emotional intelligence is over here as well. Emotional intelligence, there's an assessment you take online as well as a 2020 video. So take each of those, take notes as you go so you can reference those notes on what those characteristics truly mean. The other items can also be found throughout our study activities together, especially your Chapter 1 reading should contain almost all of those items. So be sure to look through your study activities, take notes, and defend your answers by using evidence of those study activities specifically here for Part 2. That's going to be a very common theme in this class, by the way, defending your answers with evidence of the study activities. So get in the habit of reading through those study activities, interacting with those, taking notes, and defending your answer with responses from those study activities. So fill out your form, save it to your computer. Let's have a look and a reminder on how to submit that work. You have your file now, you've got your rubric all set up, you know you've got full credit before you submit your final version. Go up to the top again, hit the title. It's going to bring up your Dropbox for the assignment. It has your points. Remember, your due date might change based on your individual classes, so check with your instructor. Scroll all the way down. The instructions are listed again. When you're ready to browse your computer, select this option here, upload your file, and then finally submit for grading. Just a reminder, you don't need to write anything directly in the comment section, and assignments that are attempted to be submitted by writing in the comment section might not be graded. So be careful, make sure you're uploading files. That's way it's properly formatted and easy to grade. Anyhow, that's your second assignment of the semester, Module 1 Assignment 2, reflecting on a successful college experience. I hope this video helped, and good luck on your work this week. Thanks for watching.